We're starting. Cool. We're on.
Sure.
Okay, awesome. We started just in time to give Jarod absolutely no time at all to prepare before he launches into the recap, regales us with the best recap ever of what happened 2 weeks ago when we missed last week because I worked 7 shifts in a row.
So with the recap, we started up in the plane of fire, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
We're already here.
just arrived.
We're like, shit, this place hot. Maybe a little bit too hot. Man, we gotta find anything. So we set off because, standing around doing nothing wasn't going to do anything for us. Came across a bridge. And there were some fire elementals and some little kamikaze dudes who were exploding on us when they died. And they were easy to dispatch. To the end of that fight, a familiar face comes and kill steals from us, claiming that she actually saved us. So that bitch ass angel, who, what was her name? Saratel, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one with a superiority complex. And she helped us out of what almost seems like she had to. She didn't want to. She's like, this is my job to. I'm not taking any
Obligation.
pleasure into it. Obligation, that's it. And we got to the city of Brass after some walking and resting and drinking of water. And it took a little while. But at the gates we had to pay a toll. One of us tried not to pay the toll, and it almost went badly. But it worked out in the end. And we're all in the city. Don't think we got into any other fights or anything. Did we find an inn once we're in the city?
You haven't yet. You are basically just entering.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the very outer reaches. And that's saying something on the city of Brass. This dwarfs high wraith by a considerable margin.
Yeah, I did miss a fight in between, but it's more just a mid-travel fight.
Roll.
We're fighting. What were they called?
Hellhounds.
Oh, they're
And
Hellhounds,
I
okay.
mean, you know,
It was an easy fight.
I find it a little bit troubling that you would think so little of my
No, it's not that. It's the fact that
of
no,
what,
Chris, no.
what
It
if those
was
hellhounds? What if I crafted rich, intricate backstories for them that you've now just destroyed with your
oh
bad
no.
faith interpretation?
I mean, they very well could have had great
You,
backstories, but
you
we killed them before we
absolutely
found out.
exactly. You murdered Fido and fucking Cerberus and Peppy, my three dogs that I crafted out of my own love.
I mean, you
And
talk as though random encounters are such an ingrained part of D&D that there are actual physical rules
No,
around creating them.
no. But I think this was just a random encounter. I
It
could be
was.
wrong. It was?
I
Okay.
mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
There
But
might be greater repercussions.
the thing
especially
about
now that
yeah,
you
especially now,
insulted them.
yeah. The thing about
Yeah, I'm afflicted
random
about just as
encounters though is that without them the game can sometimes feel a little boring. So they're very
Yeah, for
important.
sure. I've played in games without random encounters, and they kind of smell a bit because at the end of the day, you want to use the numbers on your sheet and not just the persuade roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes intimidate,
Yeah, sometimes
which is usually
sometimes a
the
cheeky.
exact same number.
Yeah, I guess that is interesting, but also some characters respond better to to intimidation than persuasion. Often, there's less of a risk involved in persuading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is cool. That long boy castle.
Yeah, it's pretty long, isn't it? It
Yeah,
is,
Greg got its name.
according to the map scale, from point to point, it is 4.5 miles long.
Damn, that's
A
crazy.
good run.
Yeah,
So they didn't lie about the name. It's a long castle.
it certainly is. They should have called it Long Castle.
At least 12 O's. And do you not believe Chris's measurement you spared?
What's its diameter?
You mean perimeter?
Perimeter, sorry.
How
You are
deem it a
right.
minor mistake. Now, if I recall correctly, we're heading towards the scummiest tavern in town.
It's around this area, right?
Yeah, you're headed towards the Rookery, for little reason other than it is,
Cheap.
the items there are generally cheaper, and people are less likely to ask questions. However, yeah, the denizens there are not, they're not high society by any means. In fact, I'd go as far as to call them, crack addicts.
Well, we ain't no high society people either.
We
Yeah,
ain't no, we ain't no highfalutin non-crack addicts.
That being said, we did just get invited to the fucking gentleman's club, so
Yeah.
Also a very good point.
Alright. Let's get a walk in. To the Rookery. And also because the curfew is in place, we might get utterly fucked up if we aren't inside.
Yeah.
do we know what time the curfew starts and or what the time is now?
You would gather that the curfew occurs at sundown, and it would be the equivalent of about 4 p.m.
That's really early. Oh wait, no, the current time is 4 p.m. Right. I don't know why I linked the two ideas together. I thought like sundown's
Yeah.
at 4.
Like, actually,
I don't think we have to take the main road there, so we could probably find another way around.
Could we find another way around? Would we know another way around?
Because I don't think we're gonna make it to this point.
I would
all
rather
these little ashen-colored stripes that you see are actually paths between buildings.
Yeah.
I think with
So
all the
you can
like
actually go
detours you would
Oh.
take, it would. Yeah, but
Excellent.
You can go more or less as the crow flies. Those paths there are just the main roads, the well-traveled ones, the
Boulevards.
ones where you are less likely to have your jimmies rustle.
not very familiar with the place, so I'd much rather stick to the main paths.
The thing is though, how she said the Rookery. What is considered the Rookery? Like, are we where we currently are? Would that be considered the outland, like outskirts of the Rookery?
Yeah, there's sort of like an outer, uh, there's sort of like an
Feels like
outer border, that you can see here. Um,
Wait. I'm guessing
yeah,
it's
so
like that,
probably,
maybe.
yeah, more or less. So, yeah, you are beginning to enter the bounds.
So we don't even need to head all the way to where it says Rookery. Probably just find a place in here.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you're wandering through the winding streets of this particular suburb in the city of Brass, um Well, probably the first thing that you notice is that the temperature in here is a lot more maintained. It is still quite warm, but like the daytime temperature is probably equivalent to the to what the overnight temperature has been, around about 40 degrees.
Oh, that's bearable-ish.
Yeah, like it's still quite warm, but it is not like oppressive heat anymore.
Interesting.
The next thing that you notice is that the architecture here is very different to what you're used to, and presumably somewhat different even to the rest of the city, in the sense that these buildings like a lot of them are just these like ramshackle things that have been put up made of like petrified wood that are that aren't really built with any rhyme or reason. They just seem to have been kind of put up, and some have survived the test of time, others haven't, but they seem to have just been put up sort of where they're needed, and in a lot of cases just left to rot, to burn down, particularly. And yeah, in some places, entire swathes are just like they're just ashes, the aftermath of a fire. Others have succeeded quite well in creating these patches of buildings. It's very odd. It's a district that's constantly at war with itself to stay alive.
Ah, Brooklyn.
And you can spot like bedrolls and whatnot amidst the more ruined buildings. People that are or have been trying to just eke out an existence in this not very nice place.
I can't believe we're in Detroit.
Yeah, well, people still have
I mean,
things here, so it's not as bad as Detroit.
although it's hot, dry, and expensive, making it Los Angeles, if anything.
Or Miami.
Oh no.
Or Miami. Well, there's not enough meth in Miami.
We haven't
You
looked
just haven't
for
found the
it
meth yet.
yet.
You,
Yeah.
you just don't know where to look.
Oh
We
god,
find
if
them
you
this
if
fucked up
we thought
Cousins place.
we thought Florida Man was bad, what about Florida Efreet? God damn.
Oh no.
Lots and lots of arson, I guess.
Did Sarah name a specific tavern? I feel
No.
like she did. Okay, I'm just oh, she named this the place. Okay. So yeah, over like as we walk over the main road, which I assume we stick to the rookery. Uh, does any
Keep an eye out.
particular place catch our eye?
Um, you get to probably around about here, before you sort of notice any semblance of official business dealings. You see a few people who are trading items and whatnot. A couple of them are clandestine deals, like money for narcotics and whatnot. But a lot of them are more innocent and desperate things, like food rations in exchange for what could be like for what could be items that have been taken from them, perhaps certain favors.
Unsavory dealings.
Yeah. Um, you reach a spot where it seems like a little community has formed. You see that it's a tad more lively. There are people in little more than rags that are going about their business around this cluster of buildings. Which is, I guess, dominated by this reasonably traditional looking inn. It has a stone foundation that has been built upon with that same petrified wood, but it seems like it's been layered on over time to kind of reinforce it.
Okay. Well, I imagine it looks kind of familiar, like crusty barnacle kind of traditional shithole kind of.
Yeah,
Place. Home.
if you sort of imagine the kind of place that you might find in like Tiawong, you know.
We getting
Home.
any weird looks?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Quite the opposite actually. People seem to be endeavoring not to look at you.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
It seems like the Rookery isn't the kind of place where you ask too many questions.
I like it.
Hence,
Oh,
Philip has found his home, except hot.
Yeah.
hot home.
Well, it's good not to be wanted everywhere.
Yeah, the sign above the inn, it simply says charbroiled.
That's on the nose.
Alright.
Well,
We saunter on in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was we ended dramatically or very subdued? I'd say subdued.
Yeah, just push the door open.
Yeah.
You don't do the
And then-
fucking like shove saloon doors open, everyone fucking looks at us kind of deal.
Nah.
You have record scratch.
The ragtime piano stops playing.
Yeah.
Philip touches the jukebox.
And that's where we'll end the session.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think that's like the second session in a row we've made that joke. But
Probably.
it's 2 weeks apart, so it's fine.
Just imagine
Yeah.
like Ryan coming back with his food and everyone else is already fucking gone.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, if only I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
It's like, did they have a falling out? Yeah, you enter the place and quite differently to other inns, other taverns that you've been in, there is no ambient music, there's no band or bard playing. There doesn't seem to be any effort to have made an atmosphere in this place. You're met with the smell of presumably several spilled alcohols, just very stale sweat, old cigar smoke, and this overall oppressive air of quiet desperation that the masses of men lead their
I
lives with.
oh, I lean over to Oliver. I'm like, at least the crusty barnacle at the Constantina guy, Concertina.
Yeah, well, let's see what they have on offer then, eh? I walk on up to the bar if there even is one.
Yeah, there is a bar. It's kind of a ramshackle affair with big gaps in the shelves, and the bottles that you do see there are kind of layered with dust. A lot of them have had the labels removed, so you can't tell what vintage they are or even necessarily what the spirit is.
Oh, that's illegal.
Not
Yeah.
here it isn't.
Yeah, I don't think they have.
Not here, I don't think they care.
Shale's just like, wait a second, that's illegal.
Fucking
Can't do
small team
that.
burst in through the windows.
Yeah, and you are among or rather, you are the unusual company here. A lot of the creatures here. Um, I will say one of you can do a roll. We'll say just a history roll to see
Ooh,
a couple of the creatures that are in here.
I'm good at
Yeah, say
history.
yeah, Yusheil, if you want to do it, you'd have a reason more than the others for knowing this.
Yeah.
Ah, I rolled badly. You know what? I'm gonna use a flash of genius to slap that with a little bit higher. So that
Yeah,
so plus
you
plus
can
5.
do that.
18.
Yeah, you sort of begin to like mentally go over things that you've read about this place and the few tales that you've heard to piece together. Probably the easiest are the ones that are representing dwarves, and they do a good job of it, save for their flaming hair and beards that seem to be hanging together in quite close knit groups. These are known as the Azers, and they are like their dwarven cousins, very, very proficient smiths, but they're a lot more secretive with their techniques, and
Ooh.
they're somewhat xenophobic.
Oh.
Oh, they're a bit racist.
Yeah. Next, and more obvious, is the Ifrit. There are a couple of them in here, not many, but they make their presence known by their very large, very overbearing demeanor, and it seems like it sort of seems like they're just trying not to get in anyone's way, if that makes sense, but not out of politeness. It seems more just like a avoiding attention kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
You identify a couple of salamanders, like the ones from the gate, and the rest are kind of a mystery to you.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the bartender is an Ifrit, albeit a more uh, a more grounded one, a bit more down to earth. Looks like
Okay.
he's talked to a lot of people.
I am.
Imagine you would have.
Well, we should probably speak to the bartender first.
Hmm.
I'll brief the party a little bit. I'm guessing I know a little bit about the hierarchy here. Basically, a freak see themselves as better as everyone else,
Yeah, absolutely.
and you just don't want to piss him off.
Particularly because the noble family of the city of Brass are like they are Afriti, and therefore, yeah, there is like a birthright kind of thing.
Yeah. So don't piss off the Afriti. I'm guessing just salamanders are the bitches. They're just the the common worker sort of shit. But
Yeah,
they probably see themselves as better than us as well.
yeah, they run a gambit from valued workers to gutter snipes, really.
I'm not too familiar with the fire dwarf dudes, but given that you mentioned xenophobic, we stay away from them.
Yeah.
The rest of them have no fucking clue.
Oh.
But basically, I think we just speak to the bartender and try to avoid too many complications for people.
I am
Sounds
all
good.
for that course of action.
Cool. Now,
It's
anyone
Saunders,
else?
man.
Oh, cool. Cool. He's doing the talking. Great.
Oh.
I don't want to.
Get me a rum.
All the saunters on up to the
I'll
bar. You're-
follow just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you sit down on one of the somewhat precarious uh, this is the kind of stool where it's not a single pole down the middle. It is like a traditional understanding of the stool, the four-legged somewhat crooked piece of wood.
Mhm.
Yeah, that you sit down on with a creak, and the Efreet complete with like just a modest turban. Like it's almost like a bandage kind of wrapped around his head, complete with an eye patch and his other eye, which is a bright sort of ruby color.
Ooh.
As yeah, it just watches you as you sit down.
Give him a nod as I do, as I like plonk down and say, "Hey, you going?"
Not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, been in worse situations, eh?
At this point, I'll come up like just in case that he didn't speak common, but now that I realize he did, I'll just sit there and just listen in.
Yeah, his common is somewhat halting. Like he knows it, but he hasn't had to use it in a while.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what can I do for you today?
Well, just looking for a few refreshments and a point in the direction of anywhere we might be able to stay for the night, eh?
Well, I'd say you found the right place for both.
Well, that works
If
for
you have
me.
if you have sufficient coin, of course.
Oh, of course we do, mate. But for now, what goes well around here, eh?
Very wise question. Well, what will it be first, drinks or a room?
Get the room sorted, then we'll go for drinks, eh?
All right. We've got free accommodation upstairs. We have 3 rooms available.
Works for me. One of us can bunk or sleep on the floor.
You can also get how do you say, additional services depending on what you pay.
Oliver like looks over the room to Philip, like winks at him.
Philip fucking looks away.
All right, what's the going rate then, eh?
The base rate is 20 gold pieces, depending. You can have additional beds brought in if they're available, otherwise, that is off the table. You don't get anything extra other than more or less guaranteed night of safety. You are in the rookery, after all.
What's the fun of a night if there ain't a bit of danger, eh?
Spoken like someone who wanders quite a bit.
Yeah, well, you know it. All right. I slapped 20 gold on the counter and look over to Yusheil and say, "Do we want an extra bed brought in for someone that doesn't fancy sleeping on the floor?"
Yeah, if they have one.
Yeah, right. How much is it to slap an extra bed in one of the rooms?
If you want to reserve it, it's another 5.
Right, I'll slap another 5 down.
Is that 20 for the 3 rooms, Chris, or is that 20 per room?
20 per room.
Yeah, in which case I'll slap down 20 as well for me.
Mm-hmm.
As will I.
I'll give. Oh no! I'm sharing a room for guaranteed.
Yeah. One of you don't have to pay.
Oh, everyone slapped money down but me. I am the default.
Looks like you're bunking with me, Philly.
Oh, you're not Yusheil. It'll be
What was
fine.
it, sorry?
I said, well, you're not Yusheil.
How rude.
Yeah.
Yusheil probably smells better.
Hey, no.
That is
Honestly,
fair.
probably.
I mean,
Like-
the way I see it is like the fire burns off all the bad smells. It just smells a little ashy.
But
I
it
just
heats
felt
up
you
the
should-
already warm room.
Yeah.
It's like
The
Yusheil washes
problem
his
is-
hand 10 times a day.
The problem is if Yusheil farts, it's like
Just
just a sulfur infusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
like
Road to
Roach
Vegas,
Cola.
bro.
Oh,
Fuck's sake. Uh,
Yeah, and therefore it continues saying, now you can upscale for another 20 gold each. You can get room service.
I think I'll stick
Oh,
with
yeah.
what I've got, eh? Thanks anyway, though, mate.
Not a problem. We aim to make your stay as comfortable as possible.
Ugh.
So
How
what's the
for the
drink?
drinks?
Ah, the important business, yes.
Anything local?
We don't deal in particular labels here. You pay 5 gold and you get a drink.
May I request an interesting looking bottle at least?
You can point it out and I'll consider giving it to you.
Philip shrugs and he points towards
Of
one.
course, my consideration can be swayed.
Oh god. He points to one with like 2 handles on either side, also of glass, and like a wrapped in twine. And he lays down 6 gold to the 5.
Yeah,
He
he sort of
warms
he sort of raises an eyebrow at you. And while looking at you, reaches a a hand behind him and presumably with a cantrip, moves the bottle gently off the shelf and onto the bar top in front of you.
Wait. He'll pour himself and a shot,
Pint.
a pint of fucking spirits. Jesus.
Why not? Do it, pussy.
Would probably be lethal.
You know, the amount you've been chugging recently.
Say that's prime material stuff. This is a whole different game, I think.
Think you don't know.
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't even tried it yet.
I just like you take a sip of it, it's just a fucking like cruiser.
Just a moment, please.
It's a fucking Smirnoff Ice.
Oh my god.
If it's a cruiser, I'm fucking
Okay.
casting Hunger of Hadar.
Oh no.
The drink that you've been landed with, it seems to be, you'd guess some kind of brandy. Something not unfamiliar to you, but maybe not what you're hoping for.
People
Oh,
don't mind sweet stuff. Sweet
you know what? I want a surprise. I just slap down the 5 and just see what he grabs.
Yeah, he rustles around behind the bar, grabs like a reasonably modest sized bottle, puts it in front of you, undoes the stopper, pours it into a free tankard that he just happened to have nearby, and yeah, let's see what you got. Do you have a swig?
I will have a swig.
Ooh.
It's petrol.
Oh, fuck.
Leaded.
You're met with the somewhat bitter taste of straight vodka.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
I also slap down 5 gold and say, dealer's choice.
Okay. Yeah, he fishes around and brings out something that to your mild shock, it's more like an urn. It is somewhat ceramic. But as he tips it over, you realize that it is it's just a bottle. It's just a glass bottle in a stupid shell.
I like it. I like
Like
the I
Okay,
like the
Bethesda.
completely
yeah,
unnecessary
like
opulence of it.
Wait up. A glass bottle and a stupid shell.
yeah.
That reminds me of something. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily a glass bottle and a stupid shell, but it was a plastic bottle and a plastic shell.
Yeah, well, no, they don't
Hmm.
really use plastic for bottles here. In fact, they don't use plastic for anything in the setting. But yeah, I think you have the right end of the stick there, as do some of the others. But yeah, you have a sip of it, Benedikt, and you can't quite place it, but the taste is closest to gin.
Mm. No, I'm good.
Very
Oop.
very chemically.
Ooh.
Oliver will slap down 8 gold and point out kind of like a bluish kind of like see-through bottle with a like circular stopper on.
Okay. Yeah, he will yeah, he reaches back, pours you one, puts it back, suggesting it's at some kind of vintage. And
Mhm.
yeah, you have a sip of it, mull it around a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And he dies.
Wine.
Oh.
Oh,
Not
nice.
very good wine, mind you, but not bad.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. So you got any tales or gossips on you?
Depends what kind of gossip you're after.
Just local stories. Any trouble going around?
Nothing that comes for free.
Slide over another 5.
Now that you mention it. Oh,
Now that you mention, now that you mention it, no, nothing.
Things have been very quiet. Well, in the rookery, it's hard to travel very far without finding something. People come in here with all sorts, loose tongues, you know the type.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of gossip, what would be of interest to commoners such as yourself? There seem to be increased stores of armaments coming in from the city. Rather, coming into the city.
You have any
Oh.
idea where from?
I'm grabbing dinner right now. Sorry, I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I will
bio
get to in
shield.
just a minute as well.
Yep.
But I'll just finish this line of dialogue.
Okay, cool.
No one's quite certain.
You expecting a war of some sort?
There are very few to go to war with here.
Hmm.
Certainly no other major settlements. Would have to be some other community.
Sounds like something's brewing for sure. Wait, back up a second. Did you just call us commoners?
Well, certainly.
That is
You're
the
part-
nice.
Yes.
That is the nicest thing someone said to me in a while. I appreciate it. It's nice.
He again raises an eyebrow at you and says, "And what are you where you are from? Nobility?"
Oh, not quite. Tried. Different. With a very negative connotation.
Ah. Well, your kind are treated as pretty much the same here.
It's refreshing. Nostalgic, even.
As is your attitude. A lot of people balk at it. But they learn. Or they leave.
Yeah. Philip looks around the room and he says, well, I imagine this place has a way of putting people in their place.
More like they move into their place, or they get grinded down.
That does make me wonder. It's a little personal, but do you like it here?
It's home.
Say no more.
Besides, I was given the opportunity to set up a business, become part of the system. No safer place, huh?
I should think
fair.
not. Not more fortunate than some of the poor souls you saw on the way in. My goodness.
The rookery is not a place for optimism or hope. But it is currency nonetheless. Of course, you can't pay for your drinks with hope.
If only.
With that, I will be right back.
Back.
Back in the bar. I think we just finished that line of conversation, so
Yeah, pretty
You need
much.
to open up a new one. If you wish.
Ooh, I almost forgot. You seem kind
About
of
what?
worldly, I say to the bartender. While I'm here, would you happen to know where to find fire giants?
He sort of looks at you, then down at the bar, then up at you again.
I put... Hmm...
5 million gold.
Fuck it, I'm a high roll. I'm gonna put like 15 gold where his eyes like at the bar and just slide them over to him. Uh, yeah.
He puts his fingers down. He takes 10 of them and says, "I don't, but I know someone who does."
This is good.
He points a large, greasy finger over to someone sitting in the corner who you hadn't noticed until now,
Is a
but far
fire.
from but, but far from the hooded crystal ball wielding mysterious NPC of yonder of your um it's a dragonborn who is sitting just in rags and looking at the group of you with an open mouthed grin that's slightly crooked.
Huh. I like him already. Uh, I guess I'll scoop my remaining 5 gold back, give a nod, and a thank you very much.
He nods back and says, "Don't let the place swallow you."
We'll see what happens. And, I wander over to this mysterious gentleman.
I will follow with my
I
cup of vodka.
I imagine the group
Elite.
follows. Well, let's say this power walk ahead of me. But that's, that's how it
Yep.
is.
Yeah.
Wait, did I get the whole bottle of gin or just just a glass?
You got a bottle.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You move on over to this fellow, and he the closer that you get, the low light of the place reveals more and more that there's something just like not right about him. In the sense that he is clearly a fusion of humanoid and red dragon. But it's not like a seamless thing. It's almost as though,
Oh.
yeah, it's like it's very hard to explain. It doesn't look very comfortable, very natural on him.
Are there like human looking teeth mixed in with the pointy ones, patches of smooth skin, or like
Yeah.
is it more like seamless than that? Like his fingers just look more humany than clawed. Or
Yeah,
it looks like that.
it's close. It's less patchwork and more that there is like the divides between his human and dragon parts are quite messy.
Ah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you notice that it's not his grin that's crooked, but his face.
You said that basically dragonborns are more like half dragons in this, didn't you?
Correct. Yeah, the DNA is far less diluted.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
I'm following Philip's lead.
Wait, did I mishear, or did all of us say you take the lead?
No, I said I'd follow.
Oh, I misheard then.
Yeah.
Then
You
in
walk
that
up, you talk.
case, is there a spare seat on the table?
Yeah,
Yes,
there are two other chairs.
I'll take the second one.
Oh, okay. I just sit down.
I'll
Make
sit down
myself
next to you.
comfortable.
All the listeners will laugh.
Yeah, I
Aw,
would
nice.
at least just stand around, you know.
Yeah, he leans in. What's the word?
Cognatus.
Conspiratorially
Hmm.
and
I-
very in a very over exaggerated way. And with
Ah,
that grin not breaking his face, he says,
Fire giant, they.
that's the one. What
Why
do
you
know?
want to fight fire giants?
Business.
If it's business of theirs, it's business of mine.
Who raises an eyebrow? No, you're like a sort of the middleman. You're like a ambassador or something.
Not just of the giants, of the rookery.
Oh,
These things, no. Don't know them.
I like an insight check to this guy's like perceived importance, and I mean with that, like I'll pair that with saying, what's an ambassador doing in a place like this? Well, ambassador in air quotes.
I would like to also use a flash of genius on this because I feel like this is important.
you get the feeling that, like, while he is stressing his own importance, almost certainly more than is actually true, that, like, it's confidence. It's not arrogance.
Ah, so it's
Is
not
that with-
totally misplaced.
Is that also with the flash of genius involved as well?
Yes.
Hmm.
So how much is it worth to you?
I'd say a fairly good deal.
Show me.
Ooh. See, it's like again one of those times where like the gold scaling is weird.
3 silver.
I hand him a copper piece that I stored in half once. Half the a half pence. No,
This is my cum coin.
Hmm. Well, if you're important as you say you are, we can probably start at something like 50.
That's good. Smart boy.
I've been told that before. I present the 50 gold. I'd actually like push it towards them to just like having it on hand. So, what can you tell us?
The fire giants. They don't come to the city much.
I'm not surprised.
Very solitary. But they do trading. which means that there's ways to find them.
Sort of like follow the trade route back to them with like the flow of smith goods and
Yeah,
artisanal
things like that.
craftsmanship.
Yeah, there's two portals to the Forges of Creation.
Of creation, interesting.
Do I know anything about these Forges of Creation?
Give me another history roll.
Cool. Might do second to last flash genius just to give that a boost as well, so 18.
It hasn't even come up for me.
Ah, I was a 13.
Okay.
Plus 5, so
It's rumored to be the oldest and most remote part of the Firelands.
okay.
Very dangerous to get there without portals, so pretty much your only option.
Hmm.
You happen to know where they are, then are they stationary, at least?
They were made on purpose, so they're stationary, but very risky to tell you.
Really, is your head on the line in this sort of situation?
Potentially,
Hmm.
but can be persuaded.
And how much persuasion do you take? Hazard a guess.
The head is yours.
Hmm. Philip like kicks back in his chair and looks at the ceiling for a bit, have a bit of a think. Hmm. Probably. Let's say 50 more.
Okay. I've never been through the portals, but I know where they are. One of them, the Kiffin Spires, where the Aesers live, because they send all their craftsmanship through there.
Interesting.
What was that place, sorry,
Also,
Chris?
the Kiffin Spires.
Okay, Kiffin.
Sometimes slaves as well.
Guys. Do you know the other place?
Yes, a lot harder. It's in the furnace where all the nobles live. No getting in there without good reason. And outside of not good reasons.
That's probably a no-go then.
Probably.
However, that portal's safer. The one that Kiffin Spires. Somewhat treacherous.
Therein lies the trade-off.
I say somewhat. Most divers make it back through.
Most. Ooh. One follow-up question. You
He
said
looks
there...
at you.
Hmm?
He looks at you keenly.
You mentioned that these fire giants were solitary creatures.
Yes.
Do they have... I know you've never been through, but do they have a leadership of some sort? The king, the chief, the big dog.
Yeah, everyone knows the king here. No one really meets him. But
I mean,
everyone...
the king of the fire giants, unless he not there under his jurisdiction.
No, I mean the king of the fire
Oh,
giant.
my mistake.
King Third.
King who?
Third.
You
I'd
would
say
have-
Yusheil. Yusheil would know the name.
Oh, yay. Oh no, my thing is broken. No! I don't need
Oh,
to know
break-
my roll. What's happening is rolling proficiency is just staying up there, so I can't see anything.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to
Well,
relog.
yeah.
There we go.
The name is Surtr.
Oh, Surtur. Is it how it's pronounced?
I've heard it said both. I think either way is acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
Though apparently common knowledge, a freebie is much appreciated.
He's the most
Right.
solitary of all. Nobody knows why.
Well, I understand that sort of thing. Although, I understand from a human point of view, he's a whole different thing.
They say he's a good king, though. Always been king of the fire giants. Leads them through thick and thin.
I hope he's good as I hope he's also good as a nice.
Wouldn't count your chickens.
Yeah. No chickens here. Believe me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think that's the important things. Unless any of you, when I turn back to the party, have anything to throw in.
I think that's about all, eh?
Good.
I think that's everything. Thank you.
Hang on. Do you know where you're going? Do you know what you're doing?
What do you mean, like once he gets through the portal?
No, before that. You're
Well,
new here, which means you need a friend.
what gave it away?
You reek of new people.
Ah, well, it can't be helped.
You need a friend, and Gonka's a great guide.
Gonka.
Gonk.
Ah. Well,
For a modest fee, I can be a tour guide. I can show you the city.
I lean away from him for a moment. Citadel seems to kind of know the way, but she doesn't exactly live here.
We've split
I
up
should-
there.
Yeah, I should have noted that she's in the place, but she's not with you currently.
Yeah. Like, and like in the tavern or like the rookery, like.
In the tavern.
Okay. Yeah, I figured you'd like off doing different things.
Well, she's got her own mission here. We've got our own set for her. So she probably wouldn't want to help us at all.
That makes sense. But honestly, this guy's kind of nice.
I don't know, we tend to get in quite a lot of trouble, mate. Wouldn't want you to end up looking like a bit of Swiss cheese at the end of the day.
He sort of looks back and forth for a moment, says, No, Gonk very good at avoiding trouble. Lots of practice.
I'll just do a
Well,
little like a shrug sort of thing.
Besides, and he sort of gathers around the gold pieces that you've been placing around him like poker chips and says, Good for bribes.
well, I do like to avoid trouble. I feel like you could be a good friend.
Yes, very good. And you need friends here.
All right, how modest of a fee are we talking?
100 gold, and you can have me until you leave.
Till we leave. Those are some good terms.
Never leaves.
Excellent.
Get right, Dragon
Very-
Boy.
Welcome to
Very
slavery, boy.
Very smart boy. You know it makes sense.
You just never leave and invite him over ping pong and shit. Friend for life.
Yeah, you always just leave one person in the city at all times.
Well, 100 gold is frankly a small price to pay to not get stabbed or robbed or whatnot.
Yes, then they take all your gold.
Well, actually, it's a big price. My possession's been kind of warped at this place, but it's still, I think, worthwhile, in my opinion. Let's, I turn to the group. 25 gold each?
Yeah, alright. Can't say we didn't warn him.
Crowdfund a friend.
Yeah.
Crowdfund a homie.
Crowdfunder, homie.
Yeah.
It turns out he's saving up for college.
Oh.
Okay, so you all, yeah, I guess you all pull together your funds, and yeah, he looks at this new bounty that he's amassed, and says,
Great. We can begin right away, or you can have a sleep. I don't know if you're nocturnal.
I'm thinking we sleep on account of the curfew.
Yes. I can avoid curfew, but groups of people are harder.
Sense?
Alright. Sounds good.
Shall we meet here in the morning?
Yes, right here.
Alright. Gong's table then.
Yes. Oh, and what's your names?
Oh, how did I forget that? My name is Filip. I extend a hand for a handshake.
yeah, he extends a somewhat rough, quite slimy hand, shakes it enthusiastically.
Well, he gives him you go.
Philip suppresses any like oddness reactions to the oddness. Go on, Oliver.
You've handled
Oliver,
slimier things.
Oliver gives him like a little nod and says, Ollie.
Yusheil.
Ben.
Right, bunch of chaps. Pleased to meet you. My name's Gonk.
How would you spell that?
Gonk.
Ah, like the droid.
Yeah.
Most shootable droid of all.
The slowest character in Lego Star Wars.
Ugh.
Cool. Alright, well, let's have a cheeky sleep.
Yes.
Why do our sleeps always have to be cheeky? Why can't we just have a normal one?
Because I fucking say so. And you better have
Ah!
a fucking cheeky sleep or else.
You're tearing this family apart.
You
Like every
fucking
now and
know it.
again, like you wake up in the night just to hear this faint whisper of, gotcha.
Fucking hell.
But you don't know what happened.
Well, you woke up.
Oh,
Your sleep woke you up.
no.
How
Ah,
That's the
horrendous.
worst part of sleeping.
Yeah,
the worst part of sleeping is being asleep.
What?
disagree.
The worst
Hard
part of sleeping is
disagree.
trying to go to sleep. No, waking up. Waking up's worse.
If I was like, if I didn't have to sleep, I totally wouldn't.
If I didn't have to sleep, I totally would.
Yeah, I do.
Made of different
Ooh.
stuff.
Yeah.
Sleepier stuff.
I don't sleep out of necessity. I sleep out of being able to just skip 8 hours of the day.
Yeah, for me, sleep is a hobby.
I'm really good at it.
Once I'm asleep, I'm really good at it. But before that, I suck.
Yeah.
And sometimes after.
Alright, how do these beds look?
Head on up to your rooms, and they aren't awful. Like, it seems like there has been some effort to like make them comfy, but the frames are very splintery, very rough. Like they've been left out in the sun for a long time, and they are like roughshod. They're like rough linen. So yeah, I'd say that they're like modest. Probably maybe even less.
A little better than I expected.
It shall suffice.
Yeah, we'll round them up to like a modest quality. Decent for a night or two, but yeah, yeah, if you're gonna live there, it'd probably be like one of the first things you'd replace.
Yeah. I think the third of your life on that bitch better be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's bunking with who again?
I
Philip.
believe Philip was bunking with Oliver.
Indeed.
The other two are having their own rooms, like the prissy, fortunate bastards they are.
You fucking
Yeah.
know it.
The fortunate sons.
Why did you do that? I'm having flashbacks.
Good.
Flashbacks to meeting your fucking god.
Those are good
When-
flashbacks from though.
When
A lot
doesn't
of
it,
people
those
met their
flashbacks?
god.
Oh, did I say flashbacks? I meant highlight reels.
Yeah. Do Philip and Oliver chat while they're sharing a room as two young lads are want to do?
Is
One of them's
Oliver
not
like
a young lad.
yeah. As Oliver like lies down and just says over to Philip, I don't know if I trust that gonk boy, eh?
Why? He seems so pleasant.
Yeah, but he could also get us in a lot of trouble.
Hmm. I mean, maybe there's a chance he might suck in the end, but at this point, I mean, it's not like he's doing this for free or anything. It would take a real scumbag to take our money and then, not do what he said he would. If he were doing it for free, then yeah, I would be very suspicious.
Keep in mind, we're being warned of people scamming us out of money, and what if he's not there in the morning? There's 200
That's
gold gone. Hell, who even knows? Who knows is even telling the truth about all the other stuff?
I can read people kind of well. I'm not a doob or anything. They seem to be telling the truth, and from what I could tell, if he was lying, he'd be very, very good at it. But I don't think he is.
I guess we'll find out in the morning.
Yes.
And you drift off, I assume. Unless that was a pause for dramatic effect.
That's at the end of it. It's all of this conking out. Old
Philip
man
just looks
sleep.
at the camera and says, "Insane." Benedikt, you are woken in the night by a loud thump, thump, thump at the door.
Oh, the immersion. Ow. Okay. I get up and I go to the door. And I'm like, who's there?
Just one moment, please.
Okay, we'll allow it.
Miss
Just this
Mr.
once.
Stupid.
Mr. Squidward.
Are you hearing a somewhat raspy voice?
It's the Illuminated. Open up.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, stinky.
Uh-oh, Stinky.
Alright, I open.
There are two salamander guards armed with spears, and there is an Ifrit, an armor with a large scimitar just at his belt, but he's got one hand on it, and says,
Oh,
Your presence with the governor is requested.
Okay.
Hold out your hands.
Hmm. Wait a sec.
Oh, God, what are you doing?
Shit.
Wrong spells to wiggle out of this one.
No, not necessarily.
banish.
Yeah, I could just banish myself. It's fine.
Just Blue's gonna do weekend too, is you just yeet yourself back to the material plane.
Okay, that doesn't help. Wait, what?
What have you done?
I mean, I'm just gonna try it just because I feel like if I don't, I might get killed. So, I mean, I'll try my best to sort of hide this, but it is a verbal somatic material spell, so I doubt that I could. but I'm just gonna
Yeah,
attempt.
like
I'm
yeah, you're
I'm going
right.
to, at the very least, attempt to cast freedom of movement on myself.
Oh god.
Okay. What level of spell is that?
4th.
Okay. The the two the two salamanders, they raise their spears and point them as close to your throat as they can while they're freed. He waves his hand, and from his own magic, you feel your spell dissipate.
Fair enough.
Counter spell.
He says,
Last chance, worm.
Hey, it was worth a try. Come on. Alright. I put my arms out.
yeah, with his other hand, he reaches for a pair of very cold iron manacles.
Bracing.
And once they are on firmly, tightly, just enough for the flesh to bulge so that you never forget who your owners are, he he turns toward the wall behind you guys, and he puts one hand up to it before he pushes his way through, and the surface almost becomes molten like magma.
Ah.
Is this just Ryan being taken?
It certainly seems to be.
Oh,
Yeah, and the guards follow through with uh, flanking Ben, and you are brought through what seems to be a short distance portal to a, a, particularly relatively, but even just on its own, a very opulent office, which is it's well, if anyone's watching, they're not going to get this, but it looks very similar to Azam's abode in the sense that there are cushions piled high, various rugs and curtains that have been set up in all sorts of patterns, very warm colors, reds, oranges, yellows, etc. And in the center of the room, with several sticks of burning incense, there is a somewhat larger than normal Ifrit wearing what are distinctly nobleman's clothes. And he seems to be writing something in his lap, cross legged.
You called for me?
Yes. Have a seat.
I take a seat.
Do you know who I am?
Nope. Although they said that you were the governor. So I imagine you're the governor.
Yes. I am Saliki Al-Azad. The Sultan does not deal with your kind, so he leaves it to us.
Fair enough.
Much to our chagrin. But I digress. I heard about your little incident at the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Would you care to explain?
Oh yes, I simply did not know the customs. Once I realized what it was, I offered to pay the gold. He refused, so I walked off. And then one of my traveling companions said something to the guard, and the guard was like, "Oh, okay, come through really quick." I don't know what they said.
Give me a persuasion roll.
All right. Persuasion. You know
Yes.
what? Fuck it. I'll spin the pariah point. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's do it.
oh,
Sure. Yeah,
This is
you realize that you could be in very big trouble here, so you call upon this well of resolve in your soul to just project it into your speech, and you can you can see that he is taking in your every word. He is clearly actively listening to you. Before he pauses for a moment before blotting out the ink of the quill, and he sets it aside, and he looks at you intently and says, "This is a common issue,
Yeah,
and I understand."
I apologize, and I noticed that my friends did pay more. I'm perfectly willing to spend, to pay the rest. I just didn't get a chance.
I suspect when we walk out of here, we will both be satisfied. Allow me to explain. It is a common issue, because as I'm certain that you know, the City of Brass is here for creatures of all walks of life, from all planes, and therefore, to coexist in harmony, well, it is not always a simple matter. But there are rules, and so therefore we compromise. We have a 3-step system. The first step is a warning, which you shall receive today.
How very kind of
I
you.
assume this is agreeable.
Of course, of course.
Very good. So long as you understand, which it certainly seems that you do, you have been issued with an official warning. My duty here is done, and you are free to go, but bear in mind that this warning is all that you get.
Happy to take
There will
it.
be no, there will
J-
be no exceptions in future.
Oh, just out of morbid curiosity, what is step 2? Of course, I'll never get there, but it's nice to know.
I'm somewhat glad that you asked. He reaches behind him where there is a satchel, and out of it he pulls out a jar, and you can see something floating in it, which when he opens it up, there is a smell that you know very, very well, the stench of formaldehyde. And he pulls out a perfectly preserved hand, which looks very human in appearance. And says,
Now that is
this was the
quite the
first one I took.
incentive. Sorry. Say again.
This was the first one I took. Many more since.
Wow. That is quite the incentive.
Indeed.
Well,
The
sorry to
city is
cause the fuss. Continue.
It seems you are not a degenerate, as we may have first suspected, merely a misunderstanding.
Oh, of course, I just really it's a similar thing happens in some of our cities, and it's the the town guards playing up a bit, trying to make pocket money for their own pocket, and that's what I thought. Silly misunderstanding. I was unaware at the time that the money goes to the higher ups in this place.
Yes. The city is a system. Everything here is connected, like the veins in your body.
Mm-hmm. Ones
So
that
when
I
the blood
wish you
doesn't
would not sever.
So when the blood does not get where it needs to go, then we have problems. Regardless, you're free to go.
Thank you very much.
And do enjoy our city.
I will do. Thank you.
He motions to the Ifrit who he leads you over to one of the walls and somewhat unceremoniously pushes you through it.
Did they at least take the manacles off first?
Oh yeah, they certainly do.
That would be funny though. You just get pushed through a wall and you're stuck there manacled on the floor.
Like, oh, how did I get into this mess?
So you're probably wondering, how did I get here?
Yeah. So how does Ben feel after that?
He feels like disgusting for having a brown nose that much.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I like to imagine the prior point, like in large part manifesting based on the fact that like the Euphrates being so struck with how like honest he was. Like he's like, oh, I expect you to lie more. Wow. Alright. He
Like,
was
that
honest.
really is what happened.
Yeah. That checks out.
Okay. Yeah, and you return to sleep.
The sort of like wide open eyes, like, ah, fuck.
Like, geez, that was close, Rick.
And I thought it was hot before I.
Move it to token layer. So, can you guys see that?
Wait.
Yes.
The pin?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Char broiled.
Okay, good. Yeah. You all wake up fully rested.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh. With all of his words on his mind, Philip will go downstairs or over to out of the room area and look over to the Gronk table.
He is sitting there fidgeting.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
it's a pleasant surprise. Probably need some food first though. I yeah, go to the barkeep and I ask wait, is he he's there, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Wait to make sure that first I say, what does this place have in the way of food?
It depends what you're after.
Philip shrugs. I'm a very simple man. Toast, butter, uh, maybe an egg to spice things up. That sort of deal.
Well, I can assure you, cooking is our specialty.
And he shoots you a wry smile. He heads into the back, into what looks like a pantry.
Oh,
What about the rest of yous?
Yeah, Oliver will head downstairs shortly after.
Yeah.
Billy Boy. When he sees the gonk droid sitting there, he's gonna flick. He'll toss Philip a silver and say, "I expect that back if he fucks us over."
I'll put it in a different pocket.
I'll head down as well and go grab some food. Whatever they recommend.
Yep.
No worries.
I head down. Just like. What would it be? Like a look of fucking disappointment in myself.
Like it looks like
Just-
you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Looking at Benny.
It's they've got a very interesting legal system here.
Oh no, did you get in trouble with the guards last night?
Sort of.
That doesn't sound too good.
Well, they knocked on my door and, like, teleported me through a wall to what they called the governor's office. Because apparently people like us deal with lower authorities. But yeah, apparently they've got like it's actually quite, it's not too bad. They've got like a 3 strikes you're out system. First strike is a verbal warning, second strike is a missing hand, and I imagine third strike is your head, but
It could be
it could be slavery, but I mean they cut off your hand as the second strike, so
To be fair, you wouldn't
make
very
you a
good
pretty
slave
bad
if you
slave.
get free.
Huh?
I mean,
To be fair, you might not make a very good slave, let alone with missing hand. I wouldn't want to get to that.
that is fair. You wouldn't make a good slave.
No, well, it's quite concerning. One of the Afrits that came to get me had counter magic.
Okay.
Oh, that's worrisome.
So,
My
Yeah.
thing's
meaning
magic.
some sort of magical.
Yeah, potentially.
So why is that concerning?
Well, that kind of spell isn't particularly low level. It's not like you don't learn that on your first day at wizard school, do you?
mean,
Is there
most
anyone
free
else
are
in the
very
bar at the
ancient.
moment? Anyone else in the tavern, sorry?
Yeah, it's not as populated as it was last night by any stretch. But yeah, there are a couple of people. They are just very much keeping to themselves. There's probably 3 or 4 others.
By the way, was the hand left or right?
It was the right.
Oh,
Oh.
that's nasty.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on a limb and say that it's definitely head. Because they take your right hand.
Also, got to do with rice cheese.
In this economy?
Well, a slave missing a left hand is one thing. A slave missing a right hand is, well,
Ain't you a lefty anyway?
nope.
Ah, fuck. Got that wrong then.
I'm a man of God.
Mm.
I'm not a fucking charlatan.
It's bad luck. It's bad luck to associate with the left-handed.
Looks at Yusheil.
Also looks at Yusheil. Wait, what? Surely not. Yusheil, are you left-handed?
Yeah.
So like, steps back a bit.
Philip just projectile vomits.
I forget sometimes how perceptive I am.
Left-handed, red hair, you're a disaster walking
Oh.
among us.
All Genasi are left-handed.
What?
All Genasi are left-handed.
That can't be right.
Yeah. It is.
You're making that up.
Well, the ones I know are.
You're
How do
the only
you
one
know?
you know.
What was that, sorry?
Aren't you the only Genasi you know?
No, I know a couple more.
Something doesn't add up
Disgusting.
here.
Goodness.
Gracious.
Please get on a boat or something. You'll piss off the gods.
I've been on a boat with you before.
I know, and it was I thought you were just, thread of hair. I didn't know the other thing.
To be fair,
Jesus.
it ain't that difficult to piss off the gods.
Pretty soon they have
Yeah.
more important things to be pissed off at. Oh, damn, that person writes with his left hand.
You would be surprised, honestly. You're looking at it from
Though,
a
to
very
be honest,
Hmm?
though, to be honest, I use my right hand a lot. It's a lot easier when you, like, make an armor and stuff like that. When your left hand gets a bit sore, you switch to the right hand.
You better keep it that way with the right hand.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my left hand from now on just to piss you off. As he picks
Listen,
up his drink with his left hand.
I forgot 20 intelligence gets you empathy extras.
Yeah.
Makes you
If Yusheil was a woman, Filip would just slit his throat in the night.
just,
Slit her throat is the case.
just quietly just hunger of Hadar's bed.
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
Hunger of Hadar.
Wait, Philip's
At this point
based.
in the session. What do you mean? He hates women.
Yeah, he hates women. That's so
Yeah.
based.
He doesn't hate them, they just bring needless danger and trouble.
Yeah,
But like,
that combined with the fact that he would be red-headed and left-handed, it's like, we have to get him out of here.
but
Run.
after Yusheil says that other thing, about the girls not caring, he raises a finger to the air authoritatively and he says, looking at it from a very human perspective, gods have a very, very wide attention span. They can pay attention to more things at once. And thus care about more things at one given time. Like the
Oh,
entire
no.
ocean and who's on it.
Oh no, this person uses his left hand. That angers
Exactly.
me.
It's not right.
Why isn't it right?
It's sinister.
Because it's
No,
not
it's
right.
not.
It's a good
It's
thing you
the
haven't
idea.
been saying any specific gods, because if you did, they'd be able to see you.
Exactly. So let's just forget this. Well, I'll try to forget this and we'll go see Gonk. I think he's waiting for us.
Please tell me Gonk's left-handed.
He's got no, he's got 3 hands and they're all left hands.
Gonk may be fucked up, but at least he's probably right-handed.
I want to be left-handed now.
When you guys get into combat, he just jumps into a handstand and starts fighting people with his feet.
But is he left-footed?
Oh,
He's holding
no.
a dagger.
Holding the dagger between his pinky toe.
Yeah. Not even between multiple toes, just between that one toe.
Yeah, it's just curled over really well.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
It's been
His-
sundered in two.
His pinky toe is the size of, like, a thumb.
Yeah. Extensive practice.
Oh, fuck.
Also, did anyone catch my wordplay?
Yeah.
Thank
I-
God.
Yeah.
Wordplay?
I might have,
I
but
Like,
now I
stressed
can't
it
remember it.
more, just to
Yeah, I
make
didn't.
sure, just make sure Jarod got it. I don't think well, I don't know if he did.
Wordplay?
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
didn't, because I can't remember it.
Sinister is Latin for, like, left-sided.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that one when you said
Oh!
when you said it's not right.
Oh, that one,
Oh,
yeah.
I missed that myself! Oh,
I ignored
God.
I ignored that one.
I did. I like how it's not right when I'm in my own head, but fucking...
Yeah, but this like
But
obscure
sinister.
Latin meaning, this dead language joke. You're like, yes,
It was right there.
namaste.
But yes, Gonk is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I bring. Oh wait, did we get our food?
Yes.
Okay, I bring my food
Yeah.
over to the Gonk table.
Yeah. He brings out a tray of what looks like bread, but it is but like what's normally the white of the bread is just black.
Ah.
Ooh, black bread, my favorite.
Yo, I've had this stuff before. My uncle wasn't a very good cook.
Wait, really?
Ah, you
Mine?
ate coal.
Mine too,
Yes.
actually.
My aunt, on the other hand, she taught me how to cook. She was
Ah.
fucking good.
I didn't have
Yeah.
that luxury. But
It really sucked when she was out of town.
Though now the taste of burned food is kind of nostalgic for me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just something from the past. Sometimes I use prestidigitation to make food taste worse on purpose sometimes. Anyway, for real this time. Wait, no, before I do that, before Philip sits down, he takes a deep breath. And then he takes a couple chairs from the nearby tables and puts them around the gonk table, so we all have a place to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
He
No
does
sooner
so.
no sooner does your hand make contact with the chair, then everybody gets in a line, and they play the Goofy Goob song.
Oh my god.
Figure out who's the ball blowing baby in no time.
Hey barkeep, turn it up louder! But it turned out he was a goofy goober all along.
Goofy Goober, yeah.
We're all goofy goober!
I did not realize that Philip was the goofy goober.
He's not, shut up. Fake news.
He always has been.
Aren't
This
we
has been
all goopy
determined-
goobers, yeah?
You know.
This has been fact checked by independent sources to be wrong.
It's just a flow. Anyway,
Of course, just trust me.
yeah. So you have a seat around the gonk table with your breakfast. Biting into it, it's an unusual experience. It's a tale of two halves. On the one hand, the texture is quite strange. You bite into it with like the crunch that you would expect, but it kind of sits on your tongue, like it's quite heavy.
Ah.
But on the other hand, your mouth fills with a surprisingly nice aroma of like spice.
Oh. They're burning things to a crisp down to like a... not a science. A technique.
Probably isn't burned. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. In
Oh.
short, it feels weird, but it tastes nice.
Yes. Instead of flour, they use ash.
Yes, my favorite.
ash.
I love ash. Ash ketchup.
Hey. Favorite 52-year-old 12-year-old boy.
It's like that with The Simpsons as well. Like, there's no way in hell that they can still be the same age that they possibly are, even
Well,
if like,
It's
like
to
even
the
if each episode happens one day after the other.
it's to the point where they've had what is it? They've had I think 3 separate versions of how Homer and Marge met at 3 separate decades.
Eras. Yeah, they keep changing it. Now
So
it's in the
they're-
90s, isn't it?
Yeah, so they've had a 70s, an 80s, and a 90s.
Yeah, it's just pretty unreal.
And I think Homer has also started a band in all 3 eras as well.
It seems like
That's
him.
strange.
Because there was the one where they basically just ripped off Nirvana, and he was basically Kurt.
I think it was
Yeah.
an
What was Brains at?
No, it was a much happier ending.
Oh, that's good.
I think they joked that he was going to.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it sounds about
god.
right, yeah.
Did they? I remember
Dude,
they were like, they
Simpsons has
made
got
a,
pretty spicy, man.
they made a heroin thing, well, like
Yeah.
joke. It wasn't heroin; it was diabetes medicine, insulin. That's the one.
Diabetes nuts.
Arbutus.
Oh, Beatus.
But yeah, you have a powwow with Gonk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Yes. Ready to go.
How long have you been like waiting there? Hopefully not too long.
About an hour.
Oh,
I've been doing recon.
oh,
That's reconnaissance.
that,
We know. But thank you. Very appreciate. Much appreciated. That's it.
Yes, right after I finish this very interesting toast, I will be ready to head out.
Yes, have fate that appetite. We've got a long walk ahead of us.
I fully imagine Oliver just like sitting down in a chair, like eating a can of baked beans cold for breakfast. It just seems very in character.
Yeah, like he just goes into the pantry, looks for like the nearest, like closest thing he understands is food, and then just comes out with it. Doesn't cook it or anything.
Can of cream corn for dessert.
I feel like
Yeah.
having it cold would cost extra.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it is probably like warm.
That's like
Yeah, I can just imagine Oliver sitting around a campfire on like half a log, eating a can of baked beans, but you opened it with a knife.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's really rough. Like, if
Yeah.
you're not careful,
And then
you'll
you're
cut
eating
your
it
finger
with
off.
you're eating it with the same knife too.
Jesus.
No self-respecting cowboy owns a spoon.
He whittles his own one every night.
Exactly.
Anyway, once that's all said and done.
Yeah. Once you're all ready to go, you go.
Wait a moment. You didn't decide which gate you wanted to go into. I mean uh
I assumed you ruled out the furnace.
that's a pretty fair assumption. It's probably more trouble than it's worth trying to weasel into it. Yeah, I think Kefin Spires is the goal.
Unless you think you can really what? How would you get us into the furnace? Like, is there any way in hell we get in?
There are ways to make yourself look like other things, but you can't just look the part. You have to be the part. You have to talk like them, to sound like them. You got to act like them.
That's a lot to keep up.
And even for us, the nobles are very strange, very mysterious. I think they do it on purpose.
Huh?
They gotta stand out in some way.
Yes.
Almost like they
Or-
need a hobby.
No. If anyone believes that they're common in any way, then they're vulnerable.
I suppose that larger than life sort of perception would keep them safe from a lot of prodding at their power.
Most of the denizens in the city, they worship the Sultan as a god.
So you'll think of him.
A lesser one, but still a god. I don't know any different, so I think he's a god.
Ah, I see. Well, let's not anger the gods.
Yeah, let's just head to the Captain Spire one. Sure, it may be more dangerous, but I mean, at least we won't get fucking flayed alive or anything.
Just watch yourself around the Aether. They're polite, but a little bit racist.
Okay.
Nothing like
Noted.
polite racists.
Excuse me, sir. No foreigners allowed.
Terribly sorry, but we don't accept your kind here.
I apologize for the inconvenience. I can recommend you to other places that do.
Yes, you know,
Just that
like
we don't.
shitholes over there, away from ours.
Somewhere more pedestrian.
Oh god, you just hear from behind us. Are those minorities?
fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, you actually are. Heck.
Uh-oh.
Dick. Dinky.
It's start the walk. The
No
longest
time.
walk of all. Wait. Should we tell Citadel we're going?
No,
Oh,
it's not a babysitter.
Through?
don't worry about her. She's an angel.
This is when the camera like fades to Gonk's fucking room where she's like fucking flayed open.
I'm
Oh,
calling
boy.
it.
she's- Well, she's passed out from doing line after line of coke the night before.
Jesus.
Angel by name only. But yeah, I guess we can just head out. We're big lads.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you
Alright.
guys exit the boundary of the rookery. Sort of hugging the boundary of the Ashlarks, which like Gonk will tell you a little bit about. He barely stops talking as you walk, just like kind of narrating local landmarks and whatnot. Most of them just don't seem that important to you, so they just kind of go over your head. But like a couple are notable. Oh, just a moment.
Un momento.
Yeah. He says,
On our right here is the Ashlarks, and this is where a lot of their freak go, where they live, just the common types.
Oh yeah.
Some people like yourself, but not a lot. Mostly door-to-door salesmen. The worst kind.
I could imagine. Annoying.
And here are the Kiffin spires. Quite pretty, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have a look at what the Kefin spires represent, and there is a very harsh cutoff between them and the other districts. Where there was at least a bit of variety in the rookery and how run down some parts of it were, the inhabitants, etc. The Kefin spires are large blocks, towers, bridges that are all just made out of black steel, and all of the
Ooh.
walkways and buildings are populated by Azers, whether they are like whether they're walking to and fro, female, child, male, um, they are all moving somewhere. And as you get closer, you begin to notice that there's a rhythmic there's the chiming of metal on metal, which you realize is coming from several anvils all around the place, all seemingly in perfect time with each other, creating this weird kind of rhythm, almost like a march as you walk in.
Like
You
it.
can see
It's fine.
you can see carts of processed and unprocessed ore, various tools, implements, people Azers wearing clothing of all various descriptions, just yeah, on the move. It's like clockwork here.
Interesting.
Busy.
One of the more intrepid looking Azers walks up, and the temperature does like raise by a couple of degrees as he comes up, and in a very deep voice he says,
What are outsiders doing here?
What has Gonk done at this point?
He seems to be like thinking on his feet, like, oh, what's best to say to these folks?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Just looking
Before he
around.
Oh yeah, cool. He says, "I'm taking these guys on a tour. They paid handsomely."
Philip contorts his face into an enthusiastic smile. A very touristy, newbie kind of idiot smile. And gives a thumbs up.
The Azo looks at you for a couple more moments before he kind of snorts, and there is just like a little bit of smoke that comes out before he walks off and continues his business.
I suppose that works then.
What'd you say, Kelton?
No, I suppose that works then.
I hope so. Ouch. I haven't smiled like that in...
Forever.
Sounds like you broke your face.
He broke it a
Just-
long time ago.
Just stretched it. Let's carry on.
We forget where we're going really quick.
It took you probably about 3.5 hours to get here, so it would be approaching midday.
Okay.
We're all getting very sick
Not
of
too
Gonk's
bad.
voice.
Are we
What's that?
though?
Oliver is.
No.
Yeah, it's a huge place. It's enormous. Yeah. Yeah, if it weren't for Gonk's directions, you wouldn't actually know like how to navigate this place at all. It's like Markarth,
Oh.
Say no more.
but with more bridges
So
and more
even with Gonk telling us, like, you know, it's in Kevin Spires, we'd be a little fucked.
Yeah, there is once or twice where even he kind of doubles back on himself. He's like, nope, wrong one. But yeah, over the course of about 30 minutes, yeah, he takes you through very like convoluted series of passageways. Like cross bridges that seem to head back the way that you came, but then like you turn a corner and it's somewhere else. Yeah, after a while you just give up trying to like lose track of it. You'd need a ball of thread to retrace your steps.
I would have one of those.
Okay, we're getting close to the workshop where the magic happens.
Hmm.
Okay.
I wonder if we'll find the source of those extra weapons coming into here. Or at least, like, something about it.
This is one way to find out.
True, but that one way is probably asking around. I don't want to ask around.
Yeah, you find yourself on a platform which you would best describe as kind of like a suspended drawbridge in the sense that it's this large, flat, black plate that seems to be largely dominated by a production line of Azers that are all they're just pushing their product along, whether it's a blade, a hammer, some other tool of a description that you may not be familiar with. Yusheil probably is, but
Yusheil's also
probably
really
very few of
stinky.
the rest of you. What's that, sorry?
Yusheil's also really stinky.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Some days. You guys haven't had a bath since you got here, so it's understandable.
I burn
Yeah.
off all the stink.
Don't burn that much, jeez. He's a spicy human.
No, I,
You
I
ever thrown
cast.
fires on a fire?
I cast burning hands on myself to get rid of all the stench.
Jeez.
That's
Whoa,
when you cast
300
burning
damage.
hands on yourself, it's like the shower got turned on too hot. You're like, "Ooh, ow. But yeah, as you walk on in, the heat gets more oppressive. as time goes on. And yeah, you're led through various departments, through the bowels of what turns out to be a very large workshop. You'd gather that this is probably the heart of the Azer's operations within the Kefin Spires. And you end up opening up into a very large central room, which there are furnaces lining almost every wall where ore is just being shoveled into it, like by the
Oh.
kg, and everyone is just super hard at work. There's this the air. It's very heavy with soot, both in
Sure
terms
is
of
angry.
sight and breathing. It's also it's simultaneously super bright, but also very dark. If that makes sense. If only because like the sources of light are very bright, but there's lots of darkness in between it, making for a very I guess uncomfortable viewing experience.
I imagine like Philip's devil sight would be going haywire in these circumstances. Just be
Yeah,
weird. Hate it.
yeah, it compensates enough that it's not hurting you, but it's still, yeah, it's
what
like
about-
constantly having sunglasses like put on and taken off
Now, what
without
about
your.
my special dark version, which is all about seeing in red?
It would be probably a little bit worse, if anything.
All the heat sources.
Yeah. But yeah, in this room, I'll have one of you do a perception roll for me, please.
Yes, please.
Ben staying back and being observant. A classic.
Perception. Oh no! I can't see
Oh
today.
no.
Oh no!
No, that just means that there wasn't anything worth seeing.
Turns
Yeah.
out Ben woke up blind today.
As far as you know, there was nothing to see. No. You see at one of the far ends of the room there is a large, much smaller, less chaotic version of the portal that you guys entered through. It's surrounded by a ring of it's sort of like have you guys seen thermite burning?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like that as opposed to a raging inferno.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
I'd say yeah, as you're being led over, a couple of large shapes they walk out from the dark, and you can see a couple of heavy set Ifrit with chains hanging over their shoulders.
Ooh.
Wow.
Blue color free.
They they pause briefly before they turn to Gonk and they say something in Ignan.
I'd understand that, wouldn't
Do you speak Ignan?
I? Primordial is the base language for all of the other the primordial languages like Ignan, Arquin, all that sort of
Egnan
stuff.
would be the one that you're speaking.
Yeah, Ignan would be probably the one that I speak, but they're all like similar.
You
That's
like
why
Yeah.
it's weird how they do that. But primordial is Ignan, like Terran, all the other ones.
like speaking Czech in Poland or something like that.
Yeah, like they're similar enough to kind of understand. So I'd probably speak Ignan base and then just
I'll say, like, just for now, for a quick rolling, you'd get the gist of what they're saying. Yeah, it seems to be that the Ifrit are asking for some kind of confirmation. And Gronk returns with basically like a yes, and he sort of he uses a word indicating the group of you. before the Ifrit move in and they take the chains off their shoulders.
Mm.
I don't like the smell of this.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment, please.
All is going to be ready for a fight.
Yeah, straight up, Ignan isn't even a language you can take. You can only take primordial.
Ah, that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, primordial is the language of the primordials and elementals.
It is kind of
Considered a
dumb.
language family,
The
so that the
language of the soup.
it was also considered a language family, so that the elemental languages Arquin, Orin, Ignan, and Terran were considered a group of dialects of primordial. They were sufficiently similar that creatures who understood one of those dialects could understand the others as well.
Okay. Excellent. Alrighty. Ben and Philip, can you both give me athletics or acrobatics checks, please?
I think I'm more athletic.
That's
Yep.
weird.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, it's the same, but I'll do athletics. I almost rolled with the bot out of habit.
Would I be able to help in any way?
Yeah, I would say
I'm
so.
probably I imagine I'm probably walking like side by side with Philip, not Benedikt, so I might not be able to help him.
Yeah, it's up to you if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll help Philip with whatever's happening. Do you mean to roll my athletics or give him another roll?
Give him another roll, please.
It's
Right.
marginally worse,
Oof.
but that is fine. A 15 is pretty good.
Okay. Ben, you don't quite react fast enough to avoid having this chain thrown around you and pulled tight. Effectively, like it loops around your neck and is pulled tight. As you're basically just yanked to the ground. Philip, you are fortunately you work out what's happening just in time. Partly thanks to a quick movement to your side from Oliver, and you manage to put your hands in between the chain and your neck and push it away and slip out.
I like to think Oliver's like helpful move was like it's just a back slap or something
Yeah, like I like go to shove you out of the way, and it like gives you the like inkling of oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough to figure it out. But yeah, I'd say considering that we'll be in combat now.
I would love to do initiative.
Let's do some initiative, friends. It's time to fight some Afriti.
I want to fight the
hold-
Afriti. Oh. I am the party, and the party is fast.
Oh no.
Keep
Jesus.
fucking bored, mate. We'll use the Mind Theater for the purposes of this. I know it's not.
Mind theater.
I know it's not all that helpful, but it's honest work.
Oh,
It's
boy, oh,
Spunk
geez.
Bob.
Yeah, Spung.
There he is.
Bong Bob.
Right.
There he is.
Oh,
Oh, yep, we've
that's
got.
two of them.
Who's
This is
he?
getting out of hand.
This is Oliver.
This is new token. The token. Like I said, Ben would have been like there. Yush would have been probably there.
Cool. I will roll my
Philip
initiative
probably
now.
there.
Oh god, that look of existential dread.
Yeah, it sure is something. We love it.
Hey, I rolled pretty average.
Oil
Alright,
G's.
and the fruit are going to be either side, like so.
Was an actual token, like from above.
Would they be both attacking the people on the left hand side then, or would one of them be on the right hand side?
Yes. In that case, that'd probably be more like.
They
more
both
like that.
They attacked Philip and Ben.
Yeah, so it'd be more like that.
Okay. Now,
Yeah,
where has Mr. Gonk run off to?
He's scarpered, it seems.
Oh.
Add it, Philip.
I should probably roll mine.
You can if you want.
I'll roll mine again and... Oh, it didn't work. It's 10.
That's okay. I'll add your 10.
Yeah, I was gonna roll so that it would pop up and then change it, but it didn't work.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Thank you very much, Santa.
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 Santa Claus.
Santa.
Sans.
Sanders.
Bernie?
Flanders.
Well, we are in the city of Bra, so Bernie does make sense.
Haha.
I'm like the city of bras.
Ooh.
Yo.
No, that's a completely different plane.
Yeah. Okay, Philip, you're up first. You've just had your jimmies rustled with a chain also rustling.
Would I have any like spare time to let out a gonk what the fuck happened before he scarpers, or is he like really was he ready
you
to go?
You could yell it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I'll yell out a gonk! What is this?
Yeah, he's gone.
Is he even
Gone.
like is he, oh.
Is he
I
within
see.
like line of sight?
No.
Damn. Okay.
He fucking
Hmm.
dashed.
I will disengage. Wait, I'm lying. Oh, I cast Mage Armor? It's worth it. Action, I cast Mage Armor. Bonus action, I unsheath my brand new tentacle.
Hey.
And it even
Yo.
has the range built into it that's fancy as shit.
Yeah.
This is premium.
I just like that.
It's a premium tentacle.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Yeah. It does have to be in a square as best you can. So either there or there.
Oh, okay. I'll say where it is next to Benedikt. And I like to smack the northmost Ifriti with a goat tentacle.
Yeah.
12. Aw.
In the ghost house. Yeah, the 12 doesn't hit, unfortunately. It wraps around the Afriti's arm, but it's powerful enough that it wrenches out of its grasp.
Damn. Bonus action. Yeah, it's everything, I believe.
You didn't do an action.
I cast Mage Armor.
Ah, of course.
That was my
I will do a thingy.
Okay.
There you go.
15 AC.
Oliver's turn.
Right. Are we following the little like discussion we had last time where like I put a thing on my weapon at the beginning of the day?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would make the most sense to me, I think.
Alright, I'll do that right off the bat then. So I start with -4, add cold. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna start smacking this boy. But first off, I'm gonna
Word from my sponsors.
fuck's sake. I'm gonna mark that boy and I'm gonna amplify it, why not? Hey, that's ideal.
Good thinking.
And to attack. First one with advantage. So 20 for the first one and 25 for the second.
Ooh. Yeah, both of those hit, my friend.
Excellent. And then that is that. that, and then what? Yeah. 18, 20, 23, 23 plus 8, 31 damage total
31.
against that boy.
Yeah.
18 of which is cold, if that matters.
It does not, but thank you for the consideration. Yeah. He seems to take the same damage from cold as everything else. Yeah, you seize the chance as he's sort of reeling in his chain from the attempt to grapple Filip. He's sort of trying to fend you off with it, but he's clearly not as effective with it, and so you manage to get in a few glancing strikes that do draw blood.
Excellent.
And that's
That does a lot.
yourself.
Aye.
Yeah. And the mark goes away after that, yes?
Yep. End of my turn.
Yeah. Okay, Yusheil.
Alright, so I'm gonna do what I like to call a classic attack. With my Thunder Gauntlet, I'm gonna bop him in the fucking snoot.
Oh.
Ugh.
Hey.
Bop bop.
The 22 hits.
And that's for 11 thunder damage as I bonk him in the. Well, probably can't reach his fucking nose, but I'll hit him pretty hard.
Yeah, you sort of go for center mass, and you just hit like rock hard ab, and you're like, oh, okay, different strategy. So you sort of hit him in the side, where the ribs are, and
And the
yeah,
flesh
there
is-
is, yeah, just like a nice soft bit of cartilage, and yeah, it does give a little bit.
I will then go for a defensive field. Give me 8 temp HP.
Wait,
Understandable.
Yusheil, these are your cousins.
Ha ha. By that logic, these two people here are your cousin.
I mean, could be.
It's possible.
Okay, and they are they're hell bent on you now, correct?
The one that I punched is hellbent. Well, not hellbent. He has disadvantage against anyone who isn't me.
Also,
Yeah.
am I only grappled?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, you have a chain around your throat, but nothing else.
Ah, so a
Um,
Tuesday night.
Haha.
Holy man, come on now. Come on, no
Get
holy person ever does deviant shit.
Get your mind. Yeah, no, none at all.
Okay, it is these dudes' turn.
Like that.
The one with the chain is going to start fighting back against you, Mr. Oliver.
Alright.
Which that's a 20 and a 15 to hit.
Both it.
Okay. Yeah, so the first attack is 13 bludgeoning and 9 fire.
Mm-hmm. So 22 total?
Yes.
Yep.
And the second one is 15 bludgeoning and 8 fire. So
23.
23 total.
Ooh. Fun times.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. As a
What's up?
reaction, the tentacle whips out in the path of the attack, and because of my reaction, I reduce it damage by a meaty 6.
Hey, 6
Not
is better
bad.
than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the first one was surprisingly proficiency, and this Efreet like wraps the chain around itself, and almost like a dance before it twists around and lashes it out at you, like the like the scorpion spear, except it hits you hard in the throat, causing you to splutter, and you don't have time to react before the second one comes around, and yeah, just smacks into you center mass. There is a crack of your ribs.
Ooh, it's a good hit.
As for the other one, he's going to continue grappling Benedikt. I'll say just for the sake of this, because you're already grappled. Ben, you take 9 bludgeoning damage.
I weird him out by saying harder, Daddy.
He's like, ew.
They
Oh,
both
that
just
or
sweet.
be really into it. There's one or the other.
Yeah. Okay, Benedikt's turn.
Alrighty. Hmm. Ben is just going to do a simple attack, I think.
Sure
Well,
thing.
Simple, man.
just sort of try and pulls out a sword and goes for a jab in the in the vital areas. Natural 20.
Okay.
Fucking nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna just roll this because it will be my sword isn't a D8, so it'll be 2D. Oh no, because we just roll max damage. That's right. So
Yeah, so it's max damage.
so it's
plus,
2 because I'm gonna
no
obviously I'm gonna add divine strike, so it's gonna be so divine strike is 2D8, so that's 16 plus 4 is 20. Plus 4 is 20. I'm going to also add I'll add my fuck shit Bond of Fatal Touch as well for 21 more, and
Fair
then
enough.
2D plus 2D8, so it's
That's
40 41 damage plus 2D8.
Wow.
Hot damn.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
And I rolled a 5 in it, so 48 damage
Plus
to
7
that
is
man.
55.
Very nice.
Let's stop it after adding. Jesus Christ, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you realize that you have to make this attack count because you're losing air and you don't have a very good position to attack from. So you wait until he sort of centers himself before you reach up and you plunge it into like the clavicle area where the shoulder meets the neck, and he does let out a roar of pain, and he does loosen the chain. Actually, I'll say as a result of that, he wasn't as wounded as you thought he would be. Just because of his sheer muscle mass, but there is there's a large wound there,
Sweet.
and you are now free of the grapple.
Oh, that does give me more room to move. What can I do as a bonus action though? I think I will just... fuck it. Yeah, I'll just Shield of Faith myself as a bonus action. Might as well.
Sure.
Just because my AC isn't ridiculous enough, I feel I need more. Sweet.
Not a problem. I'll put a shield on you as well.
Yeah, just a casual 24 AC.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
The super cash.
Pretty casual.
Okay, top of the round. Philip's turn.
Philip will. Yeah, I'll do it. You see him disappear and melt away into a brine before appearing over here as I cast Misty Step for the first time in fucking 8
Oh,
months.
Yes.
Misty Step, bro.
One spell slot. And sensing blood in the water, metaphorically. I want to Eldritch Blast the one that Benedikt is well into.
A very apt metaphor.
Oh my fuck.
What a guy.
What a
Yes.
guy.
He's not having a good day.
Oh man. First, a tiger shark rolls out, and then a whole fucking gnarled great white just manifests out of Philip's hands with some kickback as well. So hang on.
Blows your hand off.
So
Well,
that's
roll the first one first.
it's 2d10. 2?
1.
Right, because it's one. Okay, well, it's a 10 plus an 8, so it's 18 plus.
Yeah, plus another d10.
Plus. And a d8, right? Because it's like damage.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unusual. So that's 26? 18 plus.
Yeah,
10?
that's correct.
Yeah. 26 plus a 11, 37 damage. God damn.
Very good.
And I.
Yeah, the sharks sail into him full blast. The first one sort of hitting him in the gut area, the second one sort of in the upper pec, and there is a crack as it hits.
Oh, fuck
Wounding
yes.
him further, but he doesn't show any signs of toppling.
This guy is pretty beefy.
Yeah. Not even
That's
bloodied yet.
worrisome. We've just started.
Yeah. Okay, is that you?
Yes, that is me. Yep.
Mario.
For
sake.
me,
Oliver.
Oliver, sensing the danger that he is in, he's just gonna go. You know what? Fuck it. If I'm going down, I'm going down in a blaze of glory. Time you young pup see what an old dog can do. And then he's gonna go ahead and be really, really angry.
If I'm gonna
Also,
die, I'm gonna die historic on
Oh well,
Fury.
that's
I'm
really
sorry,
dumb. I
what?
apologize.
Oh, you're this one.
da da da
I
da.
apologize.
Oh, he's Lord of the
Yeah.
Lycan.
Yeah, amidst the combat, you hear a groan from Oliver turn into this animalistic snarling as there's this tearing of fabric and skin as he morphs into a beast form.
You may need to re-add me. I apologize.
That's okay.
And then I'm gonna first off, I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna apply this to my. Oh yeah, I regret that. Apply that to my hands. And then going for 3 attacks against that fuck.
Ooh.
So, let me just re-add you, please.
Oh good.
He's a puppy dog.
Hey fuck you. Hey
I'm
fuck
a
He's
you.
a
pet him.
pork.
He's a good boy.
What?
Okay, you're back in.
18, 19, 14.
The 18 and the 19 hit.
Excellent. What? And what? Ignore the 2 on the
Yeah, no
the second
worries.
one. And
You
then
spelled bleeding wrong. You have an extra I in there, boss.
how the hell did I manage that?
Bleeding.
Bleeding.
It's this
Okay.
one for.
LBC, I'm bleeding.
And then 2 of them as well. So 8 plus 8, 16. Plus 4. 14 damage and 5 on his when he starts his turn.
That is a 20 total.
Yes.
Yeah, you leap forward and sort of attempting a pounce. You don't manage to topple him, but you do manage to get a couple of very decent shreds in. You go in for a third before he catches your arm and throws you to the side where you tuck and roll and get to your feet.
I also need to do this. All good. We are fine.
Nice.
All is well.
Okay. Is that your turn?
It sure is. Time for you to go and punch.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, you got
I
up.
have something spicy I want to do as well. I haven't done this in a while. But this time I'm doing it to myself. I'm going to cast a cheeky spell called Enlarge on me.
Oh,
I'm
very
going to
little.
move here as well and then get real fucking big and border both these nerds.
It's a you, big shield.
Okay, so you'd
Yeah.
be about
Shield.
that.
I'd probably be about there as well, so I can kind of attack both of them if I wanted to, or they could attack both of them could attack me. That's the main thing.
Dude, I like to imagine that you're synchros, but you don't, so you're like driving a mech.
Oh, that's
That would
fucking
actually be
rad.
fucking
I
awesome.
do fucking like that.
That is cool.
I just become Hulkbuster.
We are canceling the apocalypse.
The apocalypse is cancelled. Hashtag cancel the apocalypse.
Oh my god. And is there any
Apocalypse.
other ability I have that's just a fucking bonus action besides Misty Step?
Here we go.
Okay, so that's you?
Yeah, that is me. I can't do anything else with a bonus action besides Misty Step.
No worries. That's a pretty cool action.
Yeah, I'm big now.
Is our boy Ollie
Alright.
really low?
Yeah.
Okay.
He pretty low,
what-
yeah.
That's what he looks
Oh.
like now.
I am
Yes.
chonk.
Chonky boy.
I'm now. I do like that. The suit's just fucking bulky now.
Yeah. That's a 14 and a 17 to hit, Ollie.
The 14 doesn't, 17 does.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because you get an AC bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, you take 12 bludgeoning and 6 fire damage from this one.
But Oliver is sad now.
Yeah. You go in for another leap, but with quite some finesse. The Efreet manages to like wrap the chain around your head and slam it into the ground.
Ugh.
You lie unconscious.
Oh, he's unconscious.
Yeah.
He was pretty close.
Damn.
Okay, as for the other one, he's going to duel Big Yusheil.
Aha.
Yeah, he's going to drop the chain, draw his scimitar, and he's going to fight you with that. That's
Okay.
22. It's a 22 and a 29 to hit.
Ooh. They both hit.
Okie dokie.
Just a sec. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against, yeah, I can counter attack that one.
Yep.
And I shall.
Sure can. I will do such a thing.
I didn't know if my friend had to be within 5 feet of me or if it was the target.
Yeah.
Boom. 14.
14 doesn't hit, unfortunately. It
Worth a
leaps into
try.
the fray, moving too quick for you to make a decent strike. Yeah, so the first attack Yusheil is 14 slashing, and after halving, 3 fire.
So 17 total.
Yep. And then it's 10 slashing and another 3 fire.
13. And I did have 8 temp HP, so I'll just plus 8 on top just to make it, the calculation easier.
Yep.
But my temp HP is gone.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, with a surprising ferocity and proficiency, this thing manages to sort of duck and weave between your blows and get a few like decent hits into your armor where you can feel it breaching the hull, as it were.
Oh, I'm a little
Awesome.
peeved.
Yeah.
All
Now it's
right.
Benedikt's turn.
Hit him.
Yeah, Ben is going to. Okay, this is. See, I could bring him back just for the turn, or I could keep him up. That's the question. Fuck it. Ben's gonna cast Life Transference at level. Oh, nope, not that one. Not that.
That's okay.
I'll add a D8 to that.
Oh, do you mind if I quickly go toilet? Since it's the longest time before my
for it.
turn. Yeah. Won't be long.
I'll add a d8 to that and cast it at level 4. So it'll be, I take 20 damage voluntarily through my resistance. And,
Very cool.
you heal for 40, Mr. Ollie.
That's a lot of health.
Or how much?
Special
40.
Hey, excellent.
And I then have to make a con save.
I am
You
also
funnel your
in
life, yes.
Hey.
in,
Oh, I also need to roll 2 fucking wild checks, because I cast a spell last turn. There we go. I'm fine. Wait, what? Why are they unarmed strikes? I mean, I'm fine, but
Very-
still. Why is it rolling my unarmed strike?
The macro is fucking.
probably worth mentioning them in normal human form now as well. But do you want me to replace the token or stick it as is?
Yeah, yes, please. What I'll do is I will GM hide this one.
Hey.
And then you can place your one down again.
Right.
And I will just re-add as necessary. Oh. That was weird.
Was strange.
Okay, so Ben's good. It's your turn,
Yep.
I assume. Philip, my boy.
The man himself. God, let me try. Don't think of this now. Eh. Holy shit, it's way too ear of effecty. Huh. Let me just check a thing real quick. It might be worth it. I'm going to blow another spell slot in an unprecedented fashion. I want to aim the cone. Wait, actually, how many people are perchance in about a 30-foot cone of the situation? Hypothetically, around, about, this way, off over here.
I forgot something.
What did you forget?
Concentration checks when I was hit.
Oh.
So I'll do them now.
Also, Philip, when you rolled your mage armor before, you would have had to make a wild check, correct?
I say, wouldn't I?
That saves. Oh. And that saves, yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Okay, very stable. So sorry, you were asking about the 30-foot cone.
Yes. Are there any, how tightly packed is this area? Are there people off in this way?
They seem to have moved away from that area. They're not panicking, they're not like running away, but they've like moved away from that area.
All right. Philip would like to make full uncomfortable eye contact with that Afriti over there, and cast fear.
Ooh.
What do they see? He sees
The
himself. He
Oh no.
He sees Rarika. No, he sees himself in a position of like a destitute dweller in the rookery. People he walks past every single day, he is now like among them. Lame and downtrodden.
Huh. Well, despite being pretty proficient in wisdom saves, he only got a 12.
Wow, that sucks to be him. He's now terrified. Woo!
Yeah, a deep-seated fear of one day not holding his position in the hierarchy. It does not fill him with determination. It fills him with the opposite.
The thought of losing everything digs away at his motivation.
Yeah. More frightening than any tangible thing, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Look at that face.
A red
That's what he's-
dragon? A red dragon is one thing, but being poor? No. No, thank you.
Okay, and is that you, boss?
That it's not me. I have a tentacle. I whip the southmost boy with my there it is. 21! Woo! Cold damage.
Beautiful.
Smacks him and saps his warmth for a whopping 7 cold damage. Not bad.
Not bad. Not good, but not bad.
Yeah.
For a D8,
Yeah.
it is fine damage.
Can't
Yeah,
complain.
yeah, this a free tears and bloody territory now, as yeah, that this tentacle leaves a gash against him. There's little ice crystals in it.
I like it.
Yeah, is that you?
That now it's me for real this time.
No, it doesn't. You need to roll a wild check.
I fricked up. I
Another-
cast spells so rarely. It's not like a beginning. 11.
Yeah, you're still fine.
Oh
Excellent.
no.
Oliver, you're big.
Yeah, back up,
Right.
Oliver.
Back from the dead. I'm gonna immediately get into it. I'm gonna fucking slit my wrists once more.
Cut my life into pieces.
And then immediately going for 2 smacks.
Slice 'em and dice 'em.
14, 23, 23 hits, 14 doesn't.
That 23 hits for sure.
Hey. Meh. Meh.
Uh,
So 18 damage total. And then I'm gonna
Not
go.
bad for one hit.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
A. And then I'm gonna risk the single opportunity attack rather than like the fucking 20,000 that will come if I stay near him. And I'm gonna go.
Wait. Can he take reactions in a frightened like that? Like,
Alright.
would it be disadvantage while you're still in sight?
I think it
that-
only has advantage against the target it's afraid of.
Okay.
That's a good question. I'll have a
Uh,
look. Yeah,
While frightened by the spell, a creature must take the dash action to move away. So it'd be up to your interpretation. Yeah.
I think there's a ruling in there.
If he's so terrified that what he's going to do on his turn is run as far away from the person that feared him, is he going to be
yeah.
like, existential dread. Wait a minute, you're not allowed to leave. Stab.
Oh,
a
is this
frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. It doesn't mention anything about reaction.
Okay. He just he takes the thing, but he sucks at it. That's fine.
Yeah, there is a little bit of an addition to the fear spell itself, though. But that's
on the actual turn, though.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a 21 to hit, Oliver.
Oh.
Oh.
21 to hit, that does. Unfortunately.
Yeesh. That's 11 slashing and a measly 3 fire.
Alright, 14. That ain't too bad. I am probably, hopefully, somewhat a little bit safer over here.
Yeah, it's a big blow, but not to anything bad. Just sort of like the back of the thigh. Like, fuck! I can't believe you've done this.
Ah, shoot.
Oh,
Fiddlesticks.
no.
And is that you? Is there anything else you can do?
No, that's me.
Okay. Yusheil's turn.
I'm gonna bonk a couple times, but I'm gonna do one against each of them. So the first one is against the dude that I've been bonking to the south.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, it's a miss. Miss. And the
Mike
top
Tyson is
one-
not with you this day.
No, he's not. And the top one's a 25 though.
Mm-hmm. Is that against the same one?
No, I did one against each.
Okay.
I was
And the
hoping
second
to.
one is against this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also got an extra D4 because I'm enlarged. An extra 3, so that's 15 thunder damage as I bonk that dude in the top. Right in the face. Now I'm his height.
In the
If not
face,
taller.
indeed.
Bonk.
Yeah, you just go full Rocky Balboa, just wailing on this dude.
Yeah.
And by that I mean you get one really solid hit, and the rest of the time you're kind of trading hatless
Yep.
blows.
Now the dude at the bottom isn't affected by my ability. But
Okay.
he is, yeah. Shame.
Yeah, you're probably the larger threat. I'll tell you what, it's gonna make one
I
attack
get it.
against each of you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that means I
Yes.
get to count.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so against
Oh,
Ben,
and 14
that's
again.
oh, unfortunate. Thanks, I hate it.
They shade.
Against Ben, that's a 27.
Yep, that hits.
Against you, oh, that's a critical.
Ah, what a shame it doesn't do critical damage.
It doesn't because you are adamantine boy.
Adamantine boy.
Okay, so Benedikt's attack damage is 13 slashing plus 5 fire after halving.
Cool.
So 18 total.
Sick.
I'll make my
And
cons.
against Yush, it is 11 slashing and 5 fire
Okay.
after halving.
And I'll make my Constitution saving throw of 26. I think I'm fine.
Yeah,
Ow.
seems pretty cool to me.
This dude ain't being very cash money.
No, not fun, but fortunately neither are you. And that's what matters.
Yeah.
The one at the top is feared.
Mm.
So he's like, oh fucking jeez. Every step he takes is one step further away from the fucking rookery, as far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's off screen. He's somewhere else.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Ben's turn. Ben 10.
Venison Tennyson?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Fuck. Alright.
Very
I
deep.
think. Um. I'm gonna reposition. Now, are these guys like actually large creatures, or are they just medium?
They are large, yes.
Okay, cool. So I reposition for
They're
flanking.
strong.
I will go in for a stab with my action. 26 to hit. One off a crit
20.
feels bad.
26 hits and then some.
So that's sadness. That is a total of only 8 damage. However, it's getting desperate, so I'm also going to spend my second and final channel divinity to do another 21, so 29 total.
Okay. Awesome. Cheers for that. Yeah, you go in for a slash and yeah, you pump your energies straight into the body of this creature. It wasn't meant to be. He can't handle it. And yeah, he lets out another roar of pain as you strike him in the back.
Hell
Like
yeah.
a whip.
Um,
Oh,
Right. Oh.
are you done, Ben? I should have asked.
I'm thinking I might quickly give myself a little health. I will cast a level 3 healing word.
Cool. What is your healing
Yes,
word?
stay up. Die.
Hmm?
Calumbar.
Yeah, don't die. I don't actually know. I will have to think of that. I imagine
No
it's
worries.
something in like whatever the language of the dead is.
Silence.
Spanish.
French.
No, that's the language of surrender.
Ah.
We don't know that language here.
Well, the dead have kind of stranded.
Yeah, I'll do the math on that during Philip's turn.
Right. In a surprising turn of event, Eldritch Blast.
Yo, what?
Yes.
You did what?
2 regular old tiger sharks. They try to dig it with Benedikt's already struck in the glowing, not glowing, the fucked up wound.
Yeah, and the first
Divine
one's pretty
wound.
successful as that at that, but the second one, aiming for the same spot, it sails past when the creature twists to dodge one of Yusheil's punches.
Bonus action, tentacle whip. 16 and
Philip's doing whippets. The 16 doesn't quite hit, unfortunately.
damn.
It brings its scimitar around and cuts at the tentacle as it lashes. Not
Hey.
damaging it, but forcing it to retreat.
Yeah, they can fuck off.
And that's you, I suppose.
Oh, that's me. Yes, I should have said so. Yep.
Suppose.
Alright. Mr. Oliver, it's
Um,
your turn.
how angry is the guy in front of me looking?
Define angry.
Dead.
They are more or less the same thing.
To
One's
be
very much
angry is
alive,
to
the other's dead.
die.
He is. He's less than bloodied, but more than very bloodied.
Going in.
So I
Yeah.
tell you, it's between a quarter and a half.
I see. I will. I'll do this. Just normal. I'm not gonna.
Understandable. Having a freakless day.
Ha ha ha. And then I'm gonna go in for 2 smacks. Wop wop. 12 and 25.
The 25 hits.
Hey.
And
I shouldn't do that. I should do that followed by wop wop. So 23 damages.
I got 22 from that.
15. Oh yeah, 22. I saw the 15 as a 16 for some reason.
That's okay. I was just making sure that I wasn't
No,
the
it's
dumb one.
23.
Oh, I'm gonna post this on RPG Horror Stories.
Oh, no. Milking it for that 1 extra damage.
Okay, Yusheil, enlarged man.
Hi. So I am within. I am in flanking bonus, aren't I?
Yes, you are, because Benedikt is behind him.
Perfect. I'm gonna go for a couple smacks.
Mhm.
And flanking gives +2, doesn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. Ah. 27. 27.
I don't need it.
9
Okay,
plus 10 plus 2d4s plus 6. That's 25. Ouch damage.
So
Is that
what were
gonna
the 2 d4s from?
enlarge?
Oh, yes, of course.
Each strike does an extra d4. So that's 19 plus 6, 25 ouch damage as I hit him twice, and now he's really dazzled by me. And I'm the only person who can see clearly as I discombobulated him.
Yeah, you just thumb inside his ears and go discombobulate.
And then do it again.
Yeah. Okay. The one that's feared, he's gonna keep running. He's knocking over equipment and stuff as he blunders through the workshop.
I imagine it looks hilarious.
Yeah. This other one is surrounded on all sides, and he's on pretty low health. So he's gonna fall to his knees, drop his scimitar, and put his arms behind his back, and he's going to say, in Ignan, he's going to say, I yield, stop!
I'll tell them, he yields.
To yield? Can they do that?
Yeah?
No one's yielded before, I don't think.
I don't think anyone else has had a chance.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we let him yield?
I mean, ask
I
him
take
what
his
happened.
I take his scimitar.
Okay. It's a big boy.
So why
Two-handed.
did you attack us?
About the size of an unwieldy greatsword for you. He said, the Dragonborn, he offered you. Said you were strong, capable but not that strong. It's not worth it.
I hold out my spare hand to Philip.
He reaches
he
into a
now?
pocket, like a pocket in his coat, and he hands Oliver the silver coins out, looking at him.
That is awkward.
Where does that portal lead?
Where does the portal lead?
Leads to the Forges of Creation.
There fire giants there?
Yes.
Insight?
Yes.
Just cause.
Sure.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that piss
Yeah.
I smell?
I'll shrink back down to my normal size.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't seem to be any shred of a lie.
And I'll say, you keep this quiet, we keep this quiet.
Well, now... Oh, you saying Ingen, never mind.
Yeah.
Ignan.
Agreed.
I give him like a little, condescending slap on the face as I turn to the group.
Oliver. Oliver fucking. Do I even have one? No, I don't. Is there any way for me to just like deal a single damage with my sword?
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright, I'm gonna
Just jab the point into him.
Yeah, I'm just like gonna jab the point of the blade into like the small of his neck. You tell anyone? We'll know where you are.
Ooh.
Wait, we're killing him, right?
No.
No. He yielded.
What?
We're in a
guys see
city.
what-
He
You
yielded.
guys see like a small kind of like a small mark with just like 3 like scratch lines appear on his forehead.
Ooh.
If he double crosses us, we'll be able to find him.
If we had yielded, we would have been enslaved for life.
Yeah, and we're in their city.
And we're better than them. At least in this regard.
Philip? We could not enslave them. They would not see it as legitimate. We are mere commoners, and this isn't a free.
I'm not saying enslave them. I'm saying we would not have the luxury
However,
of yielding.
However, if we kill him, we've got a bigger problem. We've got the city on our tail.
He
Because
has
we killed Ignan.
If he doesn't cover it up for us,
free.
well, then we know where he is.
Exactly. Not only that, we now got to find ourselves a certain Dragonborn. And you want to see where the motherfucker ran off to? I'm using the wrong voice.
I imagine
fuck.
he was running the entire time.
I'd say he would be, but nonetheless, we got to find him. We got to make him pay because this ain't right.
Mission takes priority. I don't fancy chasing down a rat.
That's
If you
fair.
let me sleep, I'll find him. But
Well,
after
I think when
after
you get
we
through that fucking portal,
after we get out of here.
Ugh. I hate this place.
All right, are we just gonna jump
Yeah.
in now?
So,
probably the best idea rather than heading back to sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have that water thing that Saratel
I...
gave us?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh.
Nice.
excellent.
Cool. In which case, we can head through without much worry.
Yep.
Yeah.
We jump
You
on.
walk. You walk
I'll
through the
but
portal.
before we go though, I do give him back his scimitar.
Okay. Yeah, and he walks away, like somewhat sheepishly at first, but you see him like put his shoulders back and just collect himself. No
Nice.
showing weakness.
He's gonna fucking berate his friend for running.
That's the thing. He comes up on top compared to
Well,
his
he
friend
ran.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you take a step through the portal, and much like the end of that other session, the world goes dark, with just a few trace embers dancing across your eyes and silence. And much like the end of that other session, that's where we'll end the session.
Standable.
Hell yeah.
I like Gonk.
Those Efreets are some tough bastards. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you guys faced off against two CR11s. Not bad.
Woo.
Hmm. Damn.
Making one gap helped.
Yeah. It really did.
Granted, I think that they're usually such a high CR because they have spellcasting, which I took off them.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. Not all of them would be spellcasters. And I'm sure that if you were to make like a more powerful, like a noble one, you'd probably give them extra stuff, make them even harder.
Yeah, exactly. Like the governor would know how to handle himself.
Hmm.
He could have shrunk you back down to a normal size if he were more of a more little spell-oriented one.
Hmm.
It would be really funny. It's like, no, you fucking don't.
Oh, dude, you have like okay. Think about this, right? You have a series of 10 wizards. The first one casts enlarge on someone. The second one casts reduce. Repeat until the end, and then like in
In
just like
unison?
1 second after each other, like a chain reaction starts where they each slap each other and lose concentration. So you just see this like popping up and down creature.
That'd probably just throw up. Holy shit.
I'd probably rule that as like damage. Because
Ah.
you're naturally growing and shrinking.
At the end of it, the person looks like when you lose a ton of weight really fast, like just massive glut of skin.
It looks like a fucking bull. What's it called? Not a bulldog? Yeah, bulldog.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
bulldog.
With the fucking wrinkles.
But yeah, that's the end of the session. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Ah.
Cut the recording. I want to beat off.
Fair enough.